up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for the Real House. Nope, I don't. This ain't Real Housewives or nothing. This is Chasing LA season 1 episode. What episode we on, y'all? 6, 7. Look, or in the words of Amani Van Zap, Chasing Compton. Listen, how many more weeks we got left? How many more weeks we got left? First of all, let me start my review off with an apology. I want to send an apology to Official King Payne. I know you watch my reviews sometimes, so I hope you see this review. I'm going to tag you. Well, I always tag you anyway. But last week, he spoke about his event that most of this episode was about his event. And I did neglect to mention that. I did talk about his product. About him being a barber and stuff, but I did neglect to speak on his products. And so I feel like that was a big part of what he had to say last week that I forgot about. And so I apologize for that. But we start this episode off with, and I say that because let me tell you something. King Payne, I was here for you this episode. I was. Hershey is usually my MVP. And so she's still my MVP, but in the spirit of trying to give somebody else a chance to get the MVP, it's gonna go to you this week, Official King Payne, because I was here for your confessionals. I was here for you this week, and I was here for a couple of things that you did this week. Listen, I'm gonna just be all over the place. Let me go ahead and say this because I don't want to forget to say it. I was here because you had a really nice event. You had food, you had drink, you had a nice venue. Hell, you said you even had security in case people wanted to act stupid. And when people started acting stupid, you called for security and somebody showed up, okay? I can appreciate the fact that you used your event as an opportunity to let other people shine. You didn't take the moment for yourself. You let Quan do a poem. You let Jayla sing a song, which, by the way, Jayla, I like that song, girl. I'm going to download that song. I hope it's on iTunes because I'm going to check on that later on today, okay? Because I like that song. That's a nice little chill song. That's a nice song to play when you got people over, you playing some cards, and, whatever. It's a nice wind down, okay? You probably not going to like me when I get done saying what I got to say later on in this episode, but I was here for the song. So definitely my MVP. We start this episode off. We got D. Hawkins, Andre, and Ian. Later on, Fran comes through. And basically, they are recapping the event through their eyes. Because, listen, there's always 3 sides to every story. Mine's, yours, and the truth. Okay? Andre talks about the fact that he sent Jayla a cleaning bill for the drink that she threw on him. You should have. I ain't even mad about you for that. Because Jayla was wrong for throwing that drink out. There's no way to spin it. There's no way to talk about it. She was wrong for throwing that damn drink in your face. And I ain't mad at you for sending her a cleaning bill. But then, they had to be messy. And yes, I'm purposely ignoring the fact that D. Hawkins was having a whole situation going on. I'm ignoring all of that, okay? Let's just say he was there. We're not going to talk about what he was doing while we was having this conversation. I am specifically ignoring that, okay? Moving on. Then y'all had to be messy and let everybody know that Jayla got to GoFundMe. Listen, she had already, what y'all must not know is, she had already spilled her own tea just a little bit. She didn't give us all the tea. She gave us a sip of the tea. But she let us know that times got hard after COVID, and that she had to move to Vegas, and that she was struggling. So, the fact that she started GoFundMe, the fact that she, they said she was homeless. I don't think she was technically homeless. I think she probably had to give up her apartment and move to Vegas, and she might have been living with somebody. She might have been sleeping on a couch too. I don't think she was homeless per se. And listen, I ain't mad. Work ain't hard, but it pays the bills. She started herself a GoFundMe, but that was better than some other alternatives. So I ain't mad at her. Do what you do, girl. Do what you do. Get your money how you gotta get it. Okay. As long as you ain't busting me over the head and taking it out my purse, I ain't mad at you. A GoFundMe, shit. It is what it is. I hope you got what you needed. Then D. Hawkins tells his version of the story with Quan. And, D. Hawkins retold the story and tried to make it seem like Quan did this horrible thing to you. It was the same story. I mean, it was the same story. No, what had happened was you thought that you and Quan was closer or better friends than him and Jeremy. Now I don't know what the situation is between him and Jeremy, but for whatever reason, Quan felt like he needed to let Jeremy know what was being said and the who's the who and the what was the what. That's what had happened. That he felt like he needed to let. I'm sorry, something just hit me as soon as I said that. That he had to let him know. And so he told Jeremy about the situation because I guess he didn't want to get caught in the middle of this whole setup situation. As a result, D-Hawk has gotten his feelings and now he blocking people and unblocking people and he being shady on Instagram and, you know, all that other stuff. And like I said, I don't feel like I got a different version of the story. I just feel like, you know, he just feels like him and Quan were friends and he trusted Quan not to go back and tell Jeremy. But I didn't hear him deny the fact that he tried to set Jeremy up and tried to embarrass Jeremy. I didn't hear that part. Did y'all hear that part? Y'all can correct me in the comments if y'all heard D Hawkins say, I wasn't going to set Jeremy up. I wasn't going to expose Jeremy being a former porn star. I wasn't going to tell everybody Jeremy's business in front of the camera. I didn't hear that part. So you might feel like Quan did you wrong because he told Jeremy, but at the crux of the situation, it wasn't a lie. Anyway, I feel like that's all that we kind of covered. Fran showed up eventually, and then they talked about, like I said, they already talked about the whole fight situation. And again, I'm waiting for somebody to tell Fran that they were wrong for picking up a goddamn chair and trying to throw it at Jayla. Nobody did that part. That wasn't said. That wasn't, nobody said that. That wasn't said. And it was just a real shady, catty conversation, which is what people do. Like, I ain't even gonna be mad at them. That's what you do. You get around a bunch of your friends and y'all get to talking about people that y'all don't like or y'all don't rock with, and it's shady and it's catty, and that's what it was. But official King Payne's event is later on that day, and they're trying to decide if they're gonna go to the event or not. And it became one of those, well, if you go, I'll go. Well, if you go, I'll go. Well, if all of us go, then we gonna go. And so they get together and, you know, they get ready to go to the event, child. Then we get to the event and official King Payne, like I said before, it was a real event. Okay, it looked really nice. He's got his products there. Jeremy shows up, Jayla is there, and Alicia's there. So let me say this. I feel like there's no way for me to say this without pissing some people off, so I'm just gonna have to say it. Jayla, you were wrong for throwing that drink in Andre's face. Period. It's a full stop. There's no comma. There's no but. There's no well. No. You were wrong. And there's no justification for it. You were drunk, you were intoxicated, you were feeling good, whatever level of drink that you were in, and and you threw that drink in that man's face. Now, for you to say that he attacked you, now you did get attacked after the fact, and that was wrong. But Andre yelling at you, Andre standing up over you, and just because it reminded you of when your mama put you out the house and said, well, just get out. I'm sorry, because I thought of something that's not nice. And then you said you left there to go live with your daddy and your daddy put you out. And then you said that the reason why you were upset with Andre is because it reminded you of when your mother did that to you. That's not a pass. Hate me for it. Talk shit about me. I don't care. That's not a pass. You don't get a pass because the way somebody said something to you reminded you of something else. I understand that might be a legitimate situation, but it's not a pass. That's two different things. Something being legit versus something being a pass. That's not a pass. And you were wrong. Period. Now, was Fran wrong? Absolutely. Fran was wrong for picking up that damn chair. Absolutely. And there's no justification for that. And I'm still waiting for somebody to tell Fran that they were wrong. Anyway, But I just feel like Jayla is one of those people that is going to find an excuse for her bad behavior, but everybody else is, but it's okay for her to do and say whatever she wants to do. And then I feel like with the bad behavior, then she hides behind, well, you don't do that to a trans woman, well, you don't talk to a trans woman, and you don't do da 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 da. But at the end of the day, you don't get a pass. You don't get to act however you want to act, and not expect there to be no repercussions for that action. And I felt like it was disingenuous for you to say that Andre attacked you. Andre did not attack you. Fred attacked you. And whoever the hell that was that ran up from behind, I didn't even know who, they didn't even know on the show, with that mask on and that black, they attacked you. But Andre just gave you a little something, something. Now, should Andre be putting his hands on a woman? No. No, he shouldn't. But you did throw the drink on him. Anyway, I felt like I beat that horse to death. Let's move on. So, Quan talks to official King Payne. Now, this scene, I was a little confused at it by, because I felt like, I know King Payne was late to the paint and sip last week. And so maybe maybe Quan and Jeremy had this whole conversation at the paint and sip prior to King Payne getting there. But Quan told King Payne the whole story all over again about D. Hawkins and Jeremy and who was fighting and why they was fighting, and that D. Hawkins was trying to set Jeremy up, and Jeremy done blocked him. D. Hawkins done blocked him on Instagram. And so I that's all that was. I feel like we got that story last week. So for me, I feel like that was just a rehash. King Payne has his products. I would direct y'all to go to King Payne's Instagram to find out where you can buy them, because I don't know, and I'm not trying to be shady, but he has products. Now, he said that his products have touched black hands all the way through. That they were black scientists, they were black marketing, black, just from beginning to end, the process is a black product. So go support it, y'all, especially those of you that have natural hair. Jayla says she been using the products, real talk, and that they work on her. And we saw last week that Jayla got hair under that wig. Jayla got a whole lot of hair under that wig. So y'all, y'all go check it out. I'm creamy crack over here. Creamy crack. Till I die. But y'all go and check out official King Payne's products. I might order some products this summer because I'm getting my braids. And so maybe he got some grease that I can, keep my scalp good during the summer. Anyway, moving on. So, as the event progresses, now Ian gets there first. And here's what I will say this, Ian, I can respect the fact that Ian walked in there waiting for a fight. I mean, not a fight per se, but Ian walked in there waiting for he said that the vibe was a little off. It was a little bit of tension when he first got there. But King Payne came over to him. He spoke. He introduced him around the room. And he was like, I really wasn't expecting that welcome. I didn't really necessarily expect to feel that love. And I can appreciate the fact that King Payne was like, listen, it is what it is. You here. I'm going to treat you with respect. You are a guest. And that's what it's going to be. The shade didn't really show up until D. Hawkins. D. Hawkins came with Ian when Andre showed him. Now Andre brought Mr. Ray with him. They know each other. They friends outside of this. He brought him. Jeremy knows Mr. Ray as well. Of course, they all move in certain circles or what have you. And so they all get there, and then that's where the drama starts happening. Like I said, Quan did a poem, which was a really nice poem about black women and respecting black women. And he was very specific to say he's talking about all black women, not just, quote unquote, naturally born, or what some people would say cisgender, but all black women, including trans women. And it was a really, really nice piece. Quan, thank you. I appreciate that. Then, like I said, Jayla sang. It was nice. I was here. We was all vibing. Even, Ian was bobbing a little bit. His hair was bobbing a little bit. It was a bop. It was a bop. Then they got to arguing. Ian and D. Hawkins got to arguing. Because D. Hawkins showed up like he was going to a funeral. And he kept throwing subliminals. And finally, Quan was like, listen, if you're talking about me, say what you got to say. So D. Hawkins was like, okay, cool. That's what I've been waiting for. And they got to arguing back and forth. And King Payne called for security. And I saw the cameraman again. Listen, Y'all might as well put them on the cast. I see the cameramen so much. Y'all need to put them on the damn cast. But that was pretty much the episode. It's again to be continued. So we're going to see the second half of the fight next week, child. Is next week the last episode? It's the finale. All right. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all let me know what y'all thought in them comments. That's it. That's all I got. I gave y'all 15 minutes. Okay? Peace.